Now, how do you vet a deal? How do you make sure that this is a firm deal and not something that will fall apart in your hands, right? This is called due diligence. And that means we're going through all the paperwork, we're going through the details of the deal to make sure that everything is covered, to make sure that, let's say someone is trying to purchase a property, does that property have equity in that property, right? Because in the event that you do receive that property back, you want to know that you can be able to sell that property back and have enough equity in there to receive the money that you have lent to the borrower. So in that case, you are able to go through a series of due diligence aspects, meaning the paperwork, right? Whether or not who owns this property, or whether or not this property is paid off or not paid off, or how much interest is on this property. There's just a series of things you have to go through as a private lender. Now, remember, as a private lender, you can go out there and you can seek your borrower, or you can be a private lender where the borrower is seeking you. And so in that case, the due diligence most times is being done by the borrower, right? So majority of the work is already done. And now you just have to look over that, double check the paperwork. And so that way you are protected. And in most cases, that way you are doing less of the work, if at all. So that way it can be that passive income that we talked about in video 2, in video 1, my apologies. And so in your due diligence, this is a very, very crucial part, because this is really the area where you decide whether or not this is going to make the deal or break the deal. Because if you invest into a bad borrower, then guess what? It can be a nightmare from you know where, right? And so we want to make sure that we are just dotting our I's, yes, and crossing our T's, just to make sure that you are covered, and that if in any case, you know exactly what's going to happen. And as a private lender, there are 3 possible outcomes that we'll talk about later on in this series, but you need to really know those outcomes. But if you have not done the proper due diligence, then it can become catastrophic for you.